Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, let's make the most delicious Puerto Rican style potato salad. Alright, so for my potato salad, I'm making like a modest sized potato salad. This is going to feed about 12 to 15 people, so it's perfect for like a small barbecue. So I'll be using about 4 pounds of potatoes. I'm using red skin potatoes, but I highly suggest either these or Yukon Gold. And I feel like a potato salad is not complete if it doesn't have eggs. Of course, you don't have to add them if you don't want to. So for 4 pounds of potatoes, I'll be using 4 whole eggs and I will boil them for about 12 minutes and then I will dip them in ice water and set to the side. All right, so I have a large pot here. It's filled with salt water and I'm gonna bring it to a boil. And I already peeled my potatoes, and as I peel each potato, I place each one in a bowl filled with cold salt water. That way my potatoes do not oxidize, aka they don't turn brown, while I peel the rest of my potatoes. All right, so I went ahead and I put fresh water in my bowl where my potatoes were at, just to make sure that my potatoes are extra clean. But you do want to make sure that your potatoes are in cold water the whole time to prevent them from browning. And then I'm just going to chop them up into like smallish pieces, but you can chop them up your desired size, whether really small or like this size or even a little bigger. I do not recommend you chop them super tiny, because then when you go to stir everything after it cooks, it'll end up turning into a very chunky mashed potato instead of a potato salad consistency. So not too small and not too big. All right, my potatoes are nice and chopped up and they are ready for boiling. So once the water comes to a boil, I'm going to boil it for about 15 to 20 minutes until it is nice and fork tender, but not too soft to the point where the potato just crumbles as soon as it's touched. All right, so my potatoes are done boiling, and this may look a little odd to you. I don't know if anyone else does this, but I like to scoop my potatoes up and place them in a bowl with ice, which I eventually fill with cold water, because I want to make sure that my potatoes come to a very cold temperature, because I am going to be adding cold refrigerated ingredients, especially mayonnaise. And I do not want to add cold ingredients to hot potatoes, because usually what people end up doing is they'll mix everything up, the hot potatoes, the mayonnaise, the eggs, etc., and then they put it in the refrigerator. That creates condensation in whatever container you have your potato salad in, and you run the risk of your potato salad growing bacteria that can make you sick. So you want to make sure that you bring everything to at least room temperature, and the fastest way is placing them in a bowl with cold ice water. All right, so remember the eggs from earlier. After they boiled for about 12 to 15 minutes, I placed them in a bowl of ice water, and they're nice and cold. So I went ahead and peeled them, and I'm just going to use the back of a fork to chop them up very finely. All right, now it's time for the fun part, which is preparing our potato salad. So I'm going to start by adding those chopped boiled eggs from earlier, and just an FYI, I will have all of the ingredients listed in the description box below. Feel free to use that ingredient list as a general guide and adjust the ingredients according to your tastes and preferences. And then I'm going to add my mayonnaise. So when it comes to mayonnaise in the potato salad, I suggest starting with a little bit at a time. I added about 1.5 cups, and I found that was perfect. It's best to start with a little bit, because if you add too much, you can't really go back. You can't take out the mayonnaise. So start with about 1 cup or so and then go from there. And then I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. I feel like this will add a little extra creaminess without needing to add more mayo. Then I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of yellow mustard. This is just enough to give the potato salad a little tang without it tasting like mustard, because I don't like potato salad that tastes like mustard personally. If you want to add more, feel free to add more. And then I'm going to add about a cup or so of some chopped bell peppers, and about half a cup of chopped white onion. Make sure you chop your onion very finely. That way when someone takes a bite of the potato salad, they don't have like a huge chunk of onion in their mouth. And then I'm going to add the juice of half of a lime. This is going to add a little extra acidity and a boldness to the potato salad. If you do not have limes, feel free to substitute it with 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. All right, now I'm gonna add a little bit of pimientos. Pimientos is just pickled red peppers, and they just give like a really nice flavor. And I also added a little bit of the juice of the pimientos because it's just really good. I feel like in the Puerto Rican potato salad, if you don't have pimientos, it's not really complete. But if you don't have them, it's okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of dried oregano. I'm just eyeballing everything, but I will give general measurements in the description box below. This is about half a teaspoon or so. And then a little bit of black pepper. And since and a little bit of adobo too. I'd say about half a teaspoon. My potatoes are already seasoned since I salted that water pretty heavily. And finally, after adding all of my ingredients and mixing everything up, my potato salad is complete. And let me tell you, this potato salad came out incredible. Even people who are not very fond of potato salad loved it. I took it to a barbecue and I got so many compliments. So I highly suggest you give this recipe a try. And as always, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Mari. I create Puerto Rican cooking tutorials. Please feel free to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next time.